Can you tell me about the house that Adele had bought from Sylvester Stallone?
Oh,
I know you have a story about this particular house. Can you share that?
you good. You can good. Remember, you've been going through our live streams. Remember going over these live streams, John. I'll give you props for that. It's something we talked about a long time ago. So I always said, me and John be practicing questions and this and that. Forgot all about it. But yeah, there was a live stream that we did. Well, I told y'all, fuck Rocky. Sylvester Stallone. He's a racist. I know he's a racist. And this is why. Me and Michelet in a limousine, and I was in probably my Tahoe with my guy who was driving me around at the time. And we pulled up to this gated community. John, you got to know the name.
La Quinta, California. It's on Humboldt Boulevard.
It's a gated community where people like Denzel Washington, Magic Johnson, Rocky, everybody. I mean, the rich people live. They either lived on Home Beach Hill over there down the street from Hugh Hefner in the penthouse, or they lived in this gated. The ones that wanted to be behind the gate, they lived in this gated community. And so we pulled up in there. We was about to buy. Not we. Suge was about to buy a house in there for him and Mr. Lay to live in. And the real estate agent found one. And it was going for $14 million at the time, I remember. And Suge was like, okay, I can handle that. I want that. I want that house. And we're talking about 99, maybe 98, well, 99, 2000. And so we had the money for the deposit and everything. Was about to close escrow. Not escrow, I'm sorry. Make a deposit. I mean, make a, when you go and make an offer.
Mm-hmm.
And, put a deposit down. So the real estate agent told us what we needed and all of that to do it. And then he called. He said, oh, Reggie, they're not accepting the offer. The next door neighbor saw y'all when y'all came to visit the house. And he's like, I'm not gonna be living next to this nigga. It's not going down. I'll buy the house. And he paid like $1 million more for it than to buy the house next door to him. Then who did that? Who? Turned out it was Rocky, Sylvester Stallone that did it. And so now Suge mad. I come back to the prison, Suge. Fuck Rocky. And I don't even know. He confronted Rocky about this, so they all said, Reggie, you just making up stuff. Okay, Reggie always making up stuff. Suge talked about it, confronted him, even though they were talking about trying to do business with each other in like 2003 or something like that. John, you remember what that business deal was?
They were going to do a movie, and Suge was going to play himself. It was going to be about the Rampart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
about the Rampart. Okay.
Yep.
And so I know they got cool because we talked to him and we used to bump into everybody at the Four Seasons Hotel. Well, Suge had to bring that up. And I know it's an interview out there for those of y'all can find where Suge confronted him about that. But anyway, I guess the reason for the question was the answer about that house that Rich Paul and Adele got. Mm-hmm. But guess what? Rocky or whoever sold it for. I don't know if it was Rocky that sold it. If, he probably after that got away, he probably made a deal and sold the house in between this time. Because like I said, we're talking about 98, 99. But that house right now just sold recently for what? 51 million or?
I think it was like 40 million, to be honest.
40 million?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, still. So from 14 million to 40 million, that's a big difference. But yeah. But let me tell you about this housing or this HOA, what they did. They was cruel. So, Suge was like, all right, Reggie. So the real estate agent trying to make that commission. So he showed us some other houses. Mr. Lady didn't really like none of the other houses that was in there. Or they were too much, or whatever reason. But there was a vacant lot in there. And it was going for $8 million just for the lot, right? And so I told Suge about it. And Suge was like, yeah, let's buy the house and we'll build we'll have something built when I get home. I have something built on there, a custom house built on that lot. I want to be inside that area. I'll show you what white folks is a motherfucker. They called a board meeting, an HOA board meeting, and they made it in their CCNRs that a convicted felon can't purchase or own any land in that. And we was in escrow. We had already put the money down on that. But they put in the CCNRs that you couldn't get any building permits or anything in there if you're a convicted felon. And so they allowed us just to get out of the deposit with whoever the landowner was that was selling it to us. But yeah, that's my little story that I have about that house and Sylvester Stallone.
Did he find anything anywhere else or not?
By then he ended up buying a house in Malibu.
Okay. And
that's online as well. That's the house that Michelle got raided in when she was landing there. And it was in Malibu for $7 million. It was the house that he eventually had for a little while until everything went haywire in about 2006, 2007. But he did end up buying that house in Malibu for $7 million.
Okay.
7-bedroom house. It was nice. It was nice. Hopefully you can find it and put it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.